Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. I'm Atlas Opia and I help people expand their interdimensional knowledge. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you how to clear your energetic field from anything that is creating discomfort or disimbalance or from an old timeline. And I'm going to give you some powerful, unique, interdimensional skills that you can use to refresh your system so you can feel more alive and in tune with your greatest potential. So if you watch until the end of this video, you'll gain more insight into how to use your spiritual energy to improve life on this planet. And if you're back on this channel, or if you're new here, definitely subscribe, because I take interdimensional consciousness and break it down in language that can be digested by the mind, because we have to learn how to reprogram our human features to hold the higher dimensional energy of our soul so our starseed powers can truly be expressed in this life. So to jump right into it is first understanding your positioning, okay? Now, you are an interdimensional soul getting to have an experience as a human with thoughts and emotions and in identity. But as you move forward through life, you gain certain stimuli from your external world. Then this creates an emotional reaction to a particular area of life, and that information is stored in your field and in your body, right? So as we're moving forward, be aware that any of the information in your field or subconscious mind is connected to a story of who you think you are. But what you are is a soul that gets to choose a new story at any point. You can take this diagram and allow it to bring you closer to the reality of how you can move from your old story back to the soul and then into a new story. And you can imagine a mountain or a pyramid or an upside down V. On one side is an old story of who you think you are. As you grew up, you had particular emotional reactions to certain areas of life, and this created a collection of neurological connections in your subconscious mind. And as you move forward, you assumed this is what I am, this is who I am, and there became an attachment to this story. The attachment is only there because you may have some resistance in accepting what has happened to you or what has occurred through your life, because when it initially took place, you wanted to change it and transmute it instantly. So revisit those old parts of you and just allow yourself to be of them. Allow yourself to own that story in its entirety, because you know you are innocent as your inner child tries to navigate this life, and you're doing the best you can. So after you breathe into that forgiveness and self-acceptance, you can move into the soul, where you know that you're observing life. You're observing the circumstances you're in, but you're not of them, right? And in that position, you are the creator of your experience, right? Your soul is that higher dimensional consciousness, and your story is part of that lower dimensional consciousness. Lower and higher is not an indication of better or worse. Higher is a representation of longer energy waves that take place in those higher dimensions, and your lower dimensional consciousness means the energy waves are shorter in length and denser, right? And from your lower dimensional consciousness, it's you being of the experience, you being in the manifestation, you taking part in it, Your higher dimensional consciousness is you being able to observe that you're above the board game, the chess game, and you're looking down on life, you're looking at life from outside of it, and you're going to then choose how you re-enter the third dimension with this new story. So when you're in the soul, it's the 0 point. You're nothing of the mind, you're nothing of the story, you're just connected to everything in the universe. You're in that state of pure unity with everything around you, where you're bringing in that divine feminine, and you know that you don't have to be anything, do anything. You as a soul are infinitely powerful, right? And then after that, you decide to move back down the mountain to examine a new story that you want. Examine a new way you're going to experience a world that has nothing to do with what you think you're capable of, because that is just information that has been programmed into your mind because of a cause and effect. You realign that cause and effect by choosing a new energy. Okay? Now before I continue, I want to extend an invitation to each and every single one of you powerful starseed souls. You hold a divine frequency in your DNA, because in the life you had as a starseed, you have particular powers and a purpose and a job in helping Earth and the galactic realms. And right now I'm offering a free starseed coaching session to anyone who hasn't gotten coaching from me before or came to a workshop. And what I'll do is I will give you insight into a new era of spirituality, where you're applying your spiritual gifts to modern day life in a way that bridges both worlds instead of keeping them separate. And I'll give you a collection of interdimensional skills, which are simplistic actions you can do in the quantum field through your imagination, so you can have more management and control over your power, and you can see its effects. So book down below, and if you're unable to book, it's probably because it is full. In that case, please send me an email with your first and last name, phone number, and a bit about your story, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right? Now to go back into it, we're really discussing how to shift from being locked into a story, a timeline, to being the soul, where you're existing beyond any story, any reason to acclimate to new energy. There is no feeling of I have to, or I need to, or I should. You're just being. From that point, you have that clearness and you can choose a new timeline. But let me give you a few skills that you can activate, which will help you clear the energy in your field, right? So the first one is this. You want to imagine that you're breathing in and out of your heart. And as you're breathing in and out of your heart space, you begin to feel an energy ball become created. Now, when you're seeing energy with your eyes open, do not assume it's going to be a full-blown hallucination that overlaps your vision, because then it would not be practical and you could not use it in modern day life. You'll feel the energy ball being there. You'll get information on how the energy looks, and you'll begin to imagine it being there like you're daydreaming. It's a knowing, okay? Now, as you open and close the energy ball around your heart, you're going to keep expanding it and allow it to push any old energy out, almost as if there's a sun right in front of your heart, and its beautiful rays of purity are pushing and clearing any pieces of stagnant energy that are around you. The way you can visualize it, like I said, is you're breathing into this energy ball, which is a sun, and as it's expanding, there are pieces of rock that are in the metaphorical solar system, and that sun is going to push everything out that is creating any clutter, okay? And you could feel it and see it as you do it, right? You keep pushing it out, and you might feel energy which is moving around as you clear it from all directions, and it's expanding outwards and pushing out what is getting in your way or any stagnation in your life, okay? Now, the other skill I'm going to teach you is using your hands to clear the field. Now, one thing you have to remember, and you must digest it from the intellectual mind, is that your hand is a control point of energy, and you have portals in each one of your hands. So first, you want to take both hands, put them out, right? And imagine that from the top of your head, you're bringing in energy from the center of the universe, the potency of your soul, and the collection of all knowledge in the cosmos, through the top of your head, and then into your arms and out of your palms. And you're going to imagine this heat coming out of both of your palms as you're doing this. And you can almost feel that there's a line of energy shooting out of both hands. And as you do them, you'll be able to feel that it is going through whatever is in front of you. It is breaking the blockades. It is creating a new path. And so as you do that, you can now imagine that you're waving your hand around your field as if you're clearing the smoke in a room. When you're doing this, say you're, in a humid place and you're wanting to give yourself more air, or you blow out a candle and you're moving the fumes around. As you do this, you can imagine that energy is shooting out of your hands and clearing any stagnant old energy that is unneeded in your field, and you're going to clear it. And as you clear it, you're going to feel everything move around, and then you can imagine that all that stagnant energy, as you're moving, is collecting and being gravitated towards your right or left, and there's going to be a doorway which opens up, a portal that can suck this energy through. All you have to do is command the field, because you know that you are connected to everything and your power is boundless, but your mind has to take a back seat. So don't ask how it's done, just do it quickly and see how everything takes place. Okay? Another way you can clear your energy field is when you're sitting right now and watching this video, or if you're moving around, take a pause and do these exercises with me. And in this moment, from your intellectual mind, which is you using human language to put together words which gives your system a certain reaction, you can go, okay, all the old stories of who I am and what I've gone through, the emotions, the insecurities, the subconscious beliefs, I show you respect and love, because I know that everything is working off one another to give me the perfect combination of energy which represents who I am. Everything is alchemic and working together, so you can release the need to redeem yourself. That's where a lot of this attachment comes from, is something happened in your past, you're judging yourself, and you want to do better to prove to that part of you that you're not that way. It's almost like the new you is a person and the old you is a person, and you're trying to figure out which one is better. There's no need for that, okay? And when you can let go of that, you can sit in this moment, remember that acceptance of the old, and then feel that you're a soul. And you know that before you came into this body, you were a source of pure power and potential and consciousness, and you were an encapsulation of the entire universe, and there was no pressure on what you needed to do in this life, or who you needed to be, or what you needed to become. And in that moment, there is a connection of completeness, of fullness, of letting go. And you can bring that from right above you with these two hands, and you imagine like this, that the whole universe is above you and you're holding it, and then you're going to allow it to funnel right into the top of your head and into your heart as you feel the idea and notion that you are perfect the way you are now. That's going to allow you to not feel as if you have to consistently transmute anything that is in your field or that you're moving through or working through. And it gives you a notion of pureness, because you're identifying with the soul more and less the story that the soul is playing out. From there, you can decide to change and grow, but that is a good position to be in, right? And so work with these exercises and let me know how it is for you. If you have any questions, write them down in the comments. Let me know your journey, what you're going through. Please like this video if you enjoy it, and share it to anyone who is on the same path as you, because I'm bringing in a new era of spiritual technology and integration that has not been done before. And the more people it can spread to, the faster the shift can happen for powerful souls such as yourself. Okay? Now, one more technique you can do to clear your energy field is, as you're walking around and you feel this heaviness of who you are, right? And you might feel a pressure of where you need to go, and a feeling of resistance as you're trying to let go of the old and bring in the new. You imagine that this is a suit around you, right? It's something you're wearing. You can move into the new and heal the old, but the pressure you're putting on yourself is because you think once you do this, you'll be happy. Once you gain something in the external world, you'll feel complete and safe. And although desires are the creative force of any human, that is icing on the cake. But we do have everything we need right now. We have access to every single emotion that is our primary motivation for manifesting anything. And we can learn to use those emotions to be entertained by what our five senses are picking up on now and feel more complete. So this move is you kind of feeling the energy around you of who you think you are, who you need to be, the pressure of being a human, and you take it off. Like you're unzipping a large suit you're wearing, and you just move it and let it go. And in that, what has been in that cocoon is a pureness of you, a combination of acceptance towards your light and your shadow, of feeling that the liberation comes from fully accepting what you are, what you have gone through, and where you're going. Okay? Now I want to remind you, I am offering a free starseed coaching session. Come meet me, let me help you, let me give you new insight into how your spiritual power can be used in modern day life. Let me give you more organization around your gifts and structure. That way you're not just in the back seat to your spiritual power, you're driving. You know what skills to use depending on what occurs in life and what you want to happen. And let me bring you into this new stage of metaphysical awareness and power and synchronicity and beautiful unfolding, okay? So until next time, I hope you have a powerful and beautiful day, and you rest in that knowing. And I also want to let you know I do have many courses available that can give you that extra boost. It's time we invest in ourselves, our starseed essence, and see where that takes us. All right, bye.